My name is Joshua, but you might know me as DutchCuber, and in today's video I've got some really cool cubes for you. Now, I know today's video is called Really Special 2x2's, and not all of these are 2x2's, but they just look like it, so that's good enough for me. Now, before I start this video, I just want to remind you guys that when we reach 100 subscribers, I'll be doing a giveaway, so make sure to subscribe, because it's going really fast. I'm already at 59 subscribers, so it's not going to take much longer until we reach 100. And it's going to be a really cool giveaway, so make sure to stick around and participate. Alright, let's crack on with the video, and let's start with this cube. Now, this cube actually is a 2x2, and I wanted to include this cube in today's video because it shapeshifts. As you can maybe already tell by the shape of this cube, you could have noticed that the pieces are kind of out of order. They are misaligned, and that's what happens when you turn the cube. So in one of my other videos I already showed you the mirror cube. That's a 3x3 that changes shape, and this is basically just the 2x2 version of it. So as you can see, when I start scrambling it, the entire cube gets all mixed up and you have these pieces hanging over from the side, so that's really cool. And I have two of these cubes because I just happened to stumble across another one of these and it was really cheap, so I just bought it. And it just looks really cool and it's nice to have in your collection. I like that it has the regular color scheme, so it's just got the yellow, blue, red and the rest of the colors, because the 3x3 shape-shifting cube, the mirror cube, was all gold or all silver, so I think it's a really nice touch that this one actually has the colors. Now, I know you guys might be really curious about these two cubes, but I'm gonna save the best for last, so let's go with this cube first. Now, this is a 2x2x3, and it looks really cool. It's kind of like a tower or something, and when you start turning the cube, you can notice it kind of gets out of shape. Luckily, when you only do a quarter turn, you can't turn the rest of the cube, so you can only do half turns. And that makes the cube a tiny bit easier, but it's still really difficult to solve this cube because you really need to learn some algorithms for it. It's nothing like a 3x3 nor like a 2x2, but it does help a bit if you already know how to solve those. It's a really cool cube to fiddle around with, and it does take some time to solve it, and most of the times you'll be solving it on accident, so that's kind of fun. Overall, this is a really cool cube, turns really smooth, and I really enjoy it. Now, for this part of the video, I'm actually going to take these two cubes at the same time, because they are really similar. I'm not sure what these two cubes are called anymore, but they are like some of the most difficult cubes out there, because they have all kinds of pieces inside of them. So as you can see right here, there's another red piece inside, and same goes for this one. It has an entire 3x3 mechanism inside, so these cubes are really crazy, so difficult to solve, and that's also why they aren't solved right now, because I just wasn't able yet to solve them. I will try to solve them in the future, but for right now it's not gonna happen. So I just wanted to show them off, although they aren't solved. That doesn't take away how cool these cubes are. Now, you might not notice this because they look like a 2x2 on the outside, but they actually are 3x3s. And how that works is inside of them, you can see they have extra pieces, and they all turn around this middle right here and then like right here. So inside of this piece, that's the middle of the cube. So these corners are actually the outer corners, and then inside of the cube, the tiny pieces that you can't see are the 3x3 parts. So if you look in here, then you can see the 3x3. So it's a bit difficult to see how it's a 3x3, but it actually is. And the difficult part about these cubes is that they shapeshift. So if I turn like this, then you can see the entire cube just goes out of shape. And sometimes you can also encounter that you can't turn any further. So that's the bandaging. So as you can see right here, I'm not allowed to turn any further. I'm not sure where it's blocking, but it's blocking somewhere. And so you can't just turn any parts you want. You also have to figure out how to work around all of these bandages. So I'm not allowed to turn any further than this because these two blocks are colliding. So that makes it really difficult to solve these cubes. And the same goes for this one, because the mechanism is the same, but with this cube you can actually also turn these layers like a 3x3. So these are like the middle layers of a 3x3. So you can mix up the cube even more while scrambling it. So as you can see, I can do this and I can turn this layer, and then I can go back and turn this layer. So it's a really difficult cube. And that's why I wanted to put these two in the same category. And I know they're 3x3s, but they just really fit in nice with this video because they just look like 2x2s. So that's why I included them. Next up is this cube. Once again, I'm not sure what the cube is called. I've got so many cubes, I can't remember all of their names. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be remembering 150 names, so yeah. But this is a 2x2. It actually is. It just has some more steps to it because as you can see, these centers are also present. And that's a strange thing about these cubes. This cube has 3 locked middles and 3 open middles. So when I turn this layer, you can see that the red middle stays the same. And when I turn this layer, you can see the entire blue side goes with it. And then on the other side, you can see then the green stays in place. So that's how this cube works. There's always one part that just turns along, and then on the opposite side, there's a part that stays in the same spot. And that makes this cube also a bit more difficult because you need to work from 1 or 2 colors, specific colors, not just any color. Because if I start to work from red, the entire solving process is different because this one stays in the same place. And it's totally different from starting from blue, because I can just turn this side however I want. And then when you start scrambling up these layers, then all of a sudden you can see these blues stay in the same place. So it's really mind-boggling how this cube works, and I'm still not completely sure, but I did manage to solve it. It was quite difficult, but you will be able to figure it out. It just takes quite a lot of time. I think this cube took me like 20 minutes or something just to get everything in its right spot. So it's a really nice challenge if you are into difficult cubes, but it is definitely up there with these two of how difficult they are. Speaking of difficult cubes, this cube, it's an absolute nightmare. You might see the similarity between these two cubes, and that's actually kind of right, because this cube is also a 3x3 secretly, and with the same thing that they turn around the center of where these three pieces collide in the middle. And it is a 3x3 just with less hidden pieces. So all of the extra pieces are on the outside, you can see them. And I haven't been able to solve this cube yet. And this is called the puppet cube, I believe, because it's got kind of like a little puppet cube here. I'm not sure, it could be any other cube name as well, but that's just what I thought it was. And similarly to this cube, it also shapeshifts and bandages. So you can see I'm turning this layer and it just completely gets out of shape. And then you kind of need to align some pieces before you're able to split the middle pieces here. So as you can see, right now I can split those, but right now I can't because this line does not go all the way around the cube. So if I put it like this, I'm able to scramble the cube further and further and further. So it's really easy to mess up this cube, and quite a lot of times you'll encounter that you want to turn some way, so maybe like this, but you can't because it's locked. You can't turn through this cube. So that's what makes this cube really, really difficult. And if I someday figure out how to solve this cube or this cube or this cube, I'll make sure to upload a tutorial on it, so you can solve this cube as well. And now onto the last cube of today's video, or should I say cubes, because this is actually 3 2x2 Rubik's cubes in one. As you can see, all of these cubes are attached on each other's corners, and it's really not that difficult to solve because they are all just 2x2s. You can solve each part as a 2x2, and there's no lockups, because if you turn the cube like this and you want to turn this layer, you're just able to do that. And if you turn it like this, so it looks really weird, but you can still turn everything you want to turn except for this one and this one, but you just need to solve the outer cubes first, and then you can solve the first cube, the middle cube, and then you'll be all set up. So it's not that difficult, but it always tricks people in thinking this cube is actually really, really difficult, and it just looks really, really weird. And I think it's a nice piece for my collection, just because it's so strange, and the concept is really cool. There are a lot of cubes out there that are just connected. So there are Siamese cubes, that's what these are called, just same cubes but attached to each other. And that's also the case for 3x3s. So there are 3x3s attached just by one corner or by a middle piece and a corner or something like that. So that's a really cool concept in my opinion, and I really enjoy this cube just to play around with. Because it's so big and sketchy, it does have a bit of lockups, especially when turning the middle cube of the two, but you'll just have to work around that. It's not a big problem, you just need to align everything correctly before making another turn. That was it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like the cubes I just showed you. Make sure to like if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment if you want to ask anything or leave support. I appreciate every single comment and like. And make sure to subscribe to enter for the giveaway, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!